such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation.
Let's see what people think. Where are the Epstein files, though? Can you guys read the comments?
Law enforcement officials from.
Oh, where are the Epstein files, though? To my good friend Chauncey Billups, rest now, brother. We got the watch, and we'll see you in Valhalla. They worried about the NBA, but not insider trading. Those Epstein files must be worse than we thought. Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. In today's episode, we're going to be scrolling through TikTok, doing it a little different. I'm live scrolling with y'all without being live. Let me know how you guys like this. Bear with me. I'm learning how to do it this way, so there might be some technical difficulties along. But other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
If you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay, we're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay.
And
you know, my thing with that is these cartels, they recruit everyday normal people. They don't have people bringing the drugs in. I'm sure there's some that are actual members, but the majority of them are some people working on the farm. They're broke. Hey, here's $10,000. Take this across the border. You know what I mean? They're mostly everyday people that he's saying that about, y'all. So that's kind of, I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
President,
if the FBI uncovered a mafia-backed illegal gambling ring, why they showing us pictures of Chauncey Billups and Scary Terry? Literally, where are the mafia people? You want me to believe that Chauncey Billups masterminded an x-ray table and marked cards and contact lenses and all of that? Where are the real people who was responsible for this? You say it was some other people who set that up, and you showing me pictures of Chauncey Billups. Listen, I was born in the morning, not this morning. Chauncey Billups did not mastermind this. Now, take part in it, I'm not sure, allegedly. But where are the people who organized it and set it up? I haven't seen one picture of nobody. All I'm seeing is Scary Terry and Chauncey Billups over and over and over again on my timeline. Put the real people up since you figured it out. Also, SNAP benefits are about to expire. Why are we using government funds on some NBA probe? Who cares? If they doing stuff that's illegal, it's up to the NBA to figure that out and be responsible and be liable.
How is it that some celebrities look like a bunch of other people back in history that we've seen? Like, have you guys seen those?
I've definitely seen. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. All these people that like over 100, 200 years ago, if you see these pictures, like, yo, that looks exactly like them. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying we have to start asking these questions. Like, have you guys seen that movie Dr. Sleep?
No.
Yes.
It's the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, I seen it.
Go check that out. That
Dr.
depicts.
Sleep?
Yes.
I'm gonna check this. Okay.
So, because I know what you're referring to, that those people look for people with that keen ability that they call it, like, let's say the shine.
Shine.
Yeah. And usually they eat them.
Right. So they're
eating.
Oh, so here's what they do in the movie. So basically, it's crazy. So they get these kids, right? Movie's fucked up. So they get the kids and they scare the shit out of them to the point to where their adrenaline is so high, then they extract them. So they're extracting their life force. It's even in other movies too. That's why I say I always watch movies with a different lens, because they always put it in the movies. So they extract it, right? And that's life force. And you can see it in the movie where like they breathing it in and like they can live forever off of it.
See, that goes back to what I was saying in a previous video of when I was talking about when we had our baby at the hospital. Like, they're constantly checking the baby's heartbeat. When they're drawing this blood, that heartbeat's going, y'all. Like, we had to do an emergency C-section because it was too much stress on the baby. Like, that heart rate, that adrenaline, it's going. And I'm sure it's like 10 times more potent when he's inside the womb, when his blood's pumping with her blood. You know what I mean? So that, you know, there's some deep stuff with that, y'all. And I'm 100% believer in it. After seeing that, I'm going to pay attention big time this time. I might even film every time they go take blood, because we're due in April.
We were randonauting in Corpus Christi, TX, at 2 a.m. It took us to this abandoned house in the outskirts of Corpus.
Oh, it smells like shit. Like literal shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that, y'all. Ghost hunting's fun though at night, right?
Where the nails are.
It's always fun when you're little with your friends. Nice setup at one point, right? If that was for a jacuzzi.
As fuck. Yeah. So they want to work with you. Okay.
Are you someone famous?
I'm trying to be, man. What's your name?
Craig.
Can you be my sugar daddy?
Daniel Craig. I can.
What do you do for a living?
Chris Mullen.
I'm an actor.
You're an actor. What's the biggest movie? What's the biggest movie you acted in? As fuck.
I didn't want to speak because I was going to get.
I definitely agree with her. Watch this.
Goal is not manifestation.
No, it's getting free. And that's a non-negotiable. And let me say this, out of Colossians 2:15, I always say, because I said to you, we deal with a different devil than Jesus did.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, the devil that Jesus dealt with was a devil who had usurped his authority from Adam and Eve and was operating and walking in that authority when Jesus was on the earth. So Jesus had to deal with him from that aspect. Because he hadn't taken him to the cross yet, had he? So when the devil said to Jesus, if you'll bow down and worship me, I'll give you all these kingdoms. He didn't argue with him because the kingdoms were the devil's at that point. We deal with a devil, Colossians 2:15, that Jesus disarmed, made a bold display of, triumphed over in the cross, and Hebrews 2:14 brought to nothing. But then let's go back to another, Colossians 2:14, and this is for if you feel you're not good enough as a believer, okay? And sometimes you need to believe what God says about you and not what the devil says about you.
Come on.
He says, he became sin, he who knew no sin, that you might become the very righteousness of God in Christ. You can't get better than the righteousness of God. You can't get better than me. I'm the righteousness of God. Now you can be just as good as me. Yeah. But how could you get better than the righteousness of God? That's who we are. And the devil knows it. He don't want us to know it. But if you go to Colossians, because he knows we're a force to be reckoned with.
Come on.
If when we know who we are in Christ, so if you go to Colossians 2:14, just before it tells us that Jesus disarmed him, made a bold display of him, it says that he took and he nailed the code.
Ooh.
The decree that was against you was nailed to the cross.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? You know what code is? That's all your DNA coding, all your generational demons, all that junk was nailed to the cross. So therefore, he has no legal right over my life. And all I have to do for anything where he's gained access is break it.
Wow.
Take it back. Take it.
An asteroid, NASA has named this asteroid Apophis. I want to talk about the name.
At one point,
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD.
Now, what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think? Where's the mob? Where's the La Cosa Nostra at? Why are they throwing the victims, right? Because we know the mob pressures, they do what they got to do to get that across. Like Chauncey Billups is making millions, have made millions. I'm sure he wants more. I'm sure they want more, but they got pressure on them. That's how the mafia works. If you don't do this. So why are they throwing them as the pawns? Like, are the big dogs still out? I mean, what do you expect? They legalize sports betting, gambling all over the world or all over the country, except in certain states. But I don't know, y'all. What do you guys think of that? Let's see some comments. Let's see what people think. Where are the Epstein files, though? Can you guys read the comments?
Law enforcement officials from...
where are the Epstein files, though? To my good friend Chauncey Billups, rest now, brother. We got the watch, and we'll see you in Valhalla. They worried about the NBA, but not insider trading. Those Epstein files must be worse than we thought. A waste of time. Where is the energy on the Epstein files? With all the crimes in the world, FBI is going after gambling. I agree. See, how do you guys like this? Reading comments live? Like, I think this is pretty dope. It's pretty different, y'all. Let's keep getting into the video.
This day...
Gather now for the Numenara. Partake of the sacred indigo.
And let's make this
and
daily.
Behold the vision of our Genesis.
We are not the sum. What comes next forgets us. We are not the sum. What comes next forgets us.
That's Robin. Like we can just skip it.
Let's talk.
Well, guys, if aliens abducting our sharks and whales wasn't bad enough, now we have sky demons in Turkey. So, if you had that on your checklist, go ahead and mark that off, because the Freddy Krueger-looking sky demon is terrorizing the citizens of Istanbul. So, you got that going for you now. If anybody knows what this thing is, let me know, because I don't.
Did Joe Rogan just drop the revelation that turns every conspiracy upside down? Because according to a leaked recording that mysteriously appeared in his inbox at 3 a.m. Charlie Kirk, the man everyone thought was dead is very much alive. But here's the twist. This footage wasn't supposed to exist. No timestamp, no metadata, and allegedly ripped from a classified surveillance server before vanishing into the digital abyss. Who sent it to Joe? Why now?
Number one.
So shit's about to really hit the fan, you guys. If it hasn't just already started, like, can you feel it? Because I can feel it, but my mind is like blank. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about everything that's been going on. The 3i, Atlas, AI videos, government shutdown, it feels really quiet. Like it's like it's not even scary. It's I'm anticipating I don't know what, like as far as like some sort of momentum of some visual of what this is going to continue to look like. I mean, what was it? There was a system that went down today. I think it's just I don't know. Like this feels very real. I'm like doing my nightly routine, and I'm like looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like looking at myself, and I'm like, am I like real? Like, I'm just like, dude, I'm just a fucking soul in a fucking meat suit, dude.
So everybody's seen this game footage of Terry Rozier clearly throwing his props in some sort of gambling scheme. But what you didn't see was last night. You didn't see his body language on the bench in the Heat opener against the Magic. And just watch him, man. He is a sitting fucking duck. Almost like he knew he was getting arrested this morning. I mean, he didn't cheer one time. He didn't clap one time. You can see everybody in the bench is excited. Here's a good example, like 3-ball. Everybody in the bench is excited. No, Rozier is sitting there. He won't clap. He won't stand. He won't root for his teammates. And man, it makes sense. He's a sitting duck. He just got arrested. Here's another good one. Like kick, out, 3-ball. Everybody's on their feet, but he's sitting there. This guy.
Hi, I want.
Well, this episode is going to be a little different.
Pay attention and listen, because there are a ton of hidden messages in the El Salvador president's speech. Look.
Financial situation of the United States. When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always tell me that the problem is high taxes. But they're wrong. Of course, high taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. But even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, but even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds. Paper. And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, why did they collect taxes? I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. It's shocking, but it's true. The government is funded by money printing. Paper backed with paper. A bubble that will inevitably burst.
Eventually.
The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this farce, confidence in your currency would be lost, the dollar would fall, and the Western civilization with it. If the next president of the United States doesn't make the necessary policies and structural changes, sooner or later that bubble will burst. There's still time. You don't have to make the same mistakes we did in the 60s and the 70s. You can still jump before the water boils.
Now, thinking about it, it seems like maybe, he's cutting out a lot of junk, right? A lot of these government employees that are non-essential are going to be cut off. Mama Bear is essential. She's still working under furlough, though. But there's a lot of people at home kind of feeling like, damn, we're on vacation. We're about to get paid. Like, food stamps getting cut. All these crazy things they were doing overseas is getting cut. But we can't sit here and act like the Republican Party ain't doing no shady stuff. He's even said it. This is all Democrat stuff we're getting rid of. So you mean to tell me the Republicans are holy and they do no wrong? I don't know. If one side is shady, the other side's shady. Let's read some comments. The taxes go to Israel. This is all C9 pyramid scheme. So you're telling me if everybody stopped paying taxes, the government would still be able to operate? Yeah. For the 13 families that run the world, taxes are required to keep people poor. American gonna fall, man. You got to think about it all, not just this information. This is old news, but I hope nothing happens to him. Yeah, he's kind of speaking some crazy stuff.
It's not things aren't as it seems.
It appears that way.
So I had the thought that, hey, I want to see the parsonage. So I start giving money to his church, and I'm like, the church owns that house. No one's seen it. So I want to see it. So a YouTuber named Tommy G and I start going to his church. And we're like, okay, I get a schematic, a big printout of his property because it's huge. I track the roads. We, get a visual on it. And there's one open gate from rain runoff that couldn't close. And it went from a parking lot to this dirt road. And so I could see it on the map and I'm like, that's our in. We're just going to steer down this open gate and see where it leads us. And we're going to try to get to the house. So this is in the show. We go to service. Ironically, all these pastors know me. So as soon as I sit down, there's 3 security guards around me, like with their earpieces. And I sit through part of the service. I get up and leave. And Tommy walks out and we meet at the cars and we just start driving. So we get on this dirt road. We go over this open fence and boom.
Today, my job.
We're not supposed to see this. We're not supposed to see this.
Individuals such
if you want
No way we're actually believing that someone robbed the Louvre. No one robbed the Louvre. The French sold the jewels. Now they're framing the narrative as a heist for sensationalism news so that y'all don't realize that the French government is collapsing and going broke and they have not only an unstable economy, but an unstable government. Do y'all know that the French government has collapsed 3 times in the last month? October 3rd, October 12th. They just formed a new government last week on the 16th. It's been 6 days. They've had a government for less than 7 days, for less than a week. You think that it's just a coincidence that the Louvre was robbed? They need money. The GPD was 1.2% in 2024. It's 0.6% right now. They're making no money. They are literally failing as a nation. The Louvre was not robbed. The government sold off their most valuable assets to keep them afloat for a couple more months. We got to start having discernment, people, and stop falling into patterns of sensationalism with the news. We're talking about some of the world's most valuable assets, and you think that a couple men just went in there and robbed it in less than 7 minutes? Is this Ocean's 11?
I was gonna say like a movie.
Like, seriously, I'm just like, and maybe that was Ocean's 8. Anyways, I don't know. But what I do know is France's government is fucking failing, and so is their economy. And I don't think that that's a coincidence.
What do you guys think? Anybody over there? They're not really. I mean, I would have never heard about this. I don't think they're showing this on our national news out here. But out there, keep us posted in the comments. Is this just going to get swept under the rug like a lot of things do out here? Like this happened and then we never hear about it again. If anyone got arrested, anything, news stations try to contact them, they got nothing to say. Like, is that what's going to happen out there? Or do they got suspects? Honestly, I haven't really looked into it. I've only seen a few clips of it. Let us know down below, y'all.
We're actually
No. Every once in a while, I have weird things go through my mind, and this
running breaks your joint. I'm currently on a mission to break past the Arctic ice wall, and I'll let you guys know what I find. I'm currently on a.
Something crazy happened last night with ChatGPT. Let me tell you about it. A little after midnight, I was just chatting with ChatGPT like normal. Something was noticeably different. Something that
Why are there women in those mass graves?
We just there's a Monterey. They found 3 decapitated females.
Decapitated.
Yeah. What's going on there? You know, are these cartel sicarias? Why are there so many women being murdered in Mexico?
Yeah.
Is it just because we have a proliferation of serial killers that are targeting women?
Oh.
Or is it because there's a weird social thing among some criminal organizations where women are being utilized as resources, and once they're done, or just people get away with shit because of the permissive nature of crime that they've fostered across the country, both the government and these cartels?
Yeah. It's the I mean, maybe I'm making a leap here. I don't think I am, though. You keep talking about the government's convincing the people that they shouldn't be able to have guns because it causes violence, and this causes proliferation of guns in the hands of the people who don't give a fuck about the laws, which is the cartels. But the government who's telling them that is the government that's paid by the cartels or works for them directly. So it's basically the cartels are legislating to make sure people don't have guns.
There you go.
Mm.
You have a political situation in Mexico in this last election cycle where over 30 some candidates were killed that we know of.
Yeah.
Like what kind? Like governor candidates, senators, type
All
deals?
of them.
Okay.
Right? And we have a single ruling party across Mexico, which is the Morena party, which basically took everything in the landslide.
Yeah.
So it's obvious that there is a political effort by criminal organizations or underground organizations to eliminate candidates, right? And okay, so you have this political candidate that won, and they won by a majority. The first thing they do is they go after the Constitution. A bunch of amendments to the Constitution, including this is the big one.
I wanted to make a video.
We are now living in the last seconds of the last days. And what that means is we at least have to be open to the possibility that we are being deceived on an unprecedented level. I recently did 2 videos talking about Trump, just essentially asking some questions, raising some concerns, because there have been some inconsistencies. There have been some recent red flags that I've seen. There's just some things that don't sit right with me. And those videos really showed me that I am not the only one that feels this way. This is one of the things that didn't sit right with me, and we're gonna zoom in on that plaque. Here it is, Covenant of Peace Award to the Prince of Peace, President Donald J. Trump. This is the Bible verse that is actually on the menorah. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." This is actually really insane if you think about it. They just said that he's the Messiah. Now, I want to make it very clear again that I am not saying that Trump is the Antichrist, and I never will. All I am pointing out is there's just odd things going on. We are now living.
Let me tell you something. What? Them China manufacturers out here snitching on all that fake shit that these scammers in the U.S. doing. Now, I just did some digging and found out the jewelry fake too. What? These rappers really be paying $60,000 for fake jewelry from these well-known jewelers. Jewelers like Johnny Dang, jewelers like Ralph, Sam, all them people out there in New York. Y'all getting bamboozled. It's all slump. The gold be real, but the diamonds be fake. I'ma let Jet Li little brother and Jeannie Marnell, Jeezy ex-wife, tell y'all what's really going on. Check this shit out!
Are you looking for jewelry supplier from China? Bracelet $1, earring $1, necklace $2, bros $2. This is my jewelry warehouse in Yiwu City. No middleman, no commission. 20,000 carats starting at $1.
This is a natural diamond, and this is a lab-grown diamond produced in China. They look exactly the same, but the price difference is 30 times. Our customer is coming to China next week to visit factory. He heard online that lab-grown diamonds in China are very cheap, and he wants us to help find a store. He will buy such a large diamond as a gift for his wife. All of China's lab-grown diamonds come from one city, Zhecheng in Henan. They've been researching lab-grown diamonds there for over 10 years. Lab-grown diamonds have the same chemical and physical properties as natural diamonds, and even come with GIA certificates. So the only real difference between natural and the lab-grown diamonds is whether you want to tell your wife how much you paid.
Now, first of all, wearing real jewelry, rocking real diamonds do not make you a real ninja. I don't care how much is spun on your jewelry. I don't care if it's really real and you went to Africa to get a deal. Fake people got real money to buy real jewelry too. Just cause you got on your big Cuban links, just cause you got on real Rolexes, you got a Cartier watch, just cause you got a Richard Mille, pinky rings and all those designer diamond things, don't mean you thorough or you real. Let me tell you something. Let me explain what's going on out here. These jewelers are buying these high quality moissanite rhinestones from China manufacturers. And the truth coming out, ever since Trump done dropped them goddamn tariffs, he just upped the ante to 245% on China. And they snitching on the jewelers, the handbags, the luxury, all this fake. Same like, man, it's fake. They making it and selling it with a up on the ticket. Cause what they doing is they ordering them stone by the boat. The moissanite stone, they order it by the boat. Then they designing your favorite rapper's jewelry. The moissanite gonna always get past the diamond tester cause the moissanite are high thermal conductivity.
Now, China's selling them, making them cheap, selling them probably wholesale to the jewelers. And the jewelers are really, or the handbag people, the Louis Vuittons, all of them are selling it 10, 20, 50, 100 times more than what they bought it for. And people eat it up. People eat it up. But I saw a clip of a rapper, Little Baby. He was in a jewelry store. And you know what the jeweler that was checking him out said? Oh, damn, I hit the wrong button. I just charged you $250,000. Right? Instead of, I charge you an extra $250. You just spent $250. I charge you an extra $250. He's like, all right, we're gonna have to get that back. You know what the jeweler said? I'll give you store credit, $250,000 in store credit. You know what he said? All right, bet. I need something really icy. He just bamboozled them for $250,000, y'all. And he just went off with it like, all right, hell no, I don't want no store credit. I already bought my stuff. You better give me my money back, right?
I think we should demand, and I mean forcefully demand, unequivocally demand, full disclosure of all documents related to 9/11. And don't give me some bullshit story about how it's a national security threat to tell me the truth about what happened in my country to people I know 24 years ago. And then you go and you kill millions of people, literally millions of people died. Millions of people died, most of them innocents, in the war on terror. Thousands of Americans were killed, or their lives were destroyed, or they killed themselves later. The entire Bill of Rights, the core of the Bill of Rights, is basically evaporated. The government can do whatever it wants to you. It can spy on you. It can throw you in prison without charging you for years. What? That would be unthinkable. Guantanamo Bay would have been unthinkable before 9/11. Now it's just accepted.
Let's read some of these comments. I need to fix it. I'll fix it, y'all. Don't worry. The best gift Fox News gave us is the fire of Tucker Carlson, because the liberation has given him the freedom to be a real journalist. That won't happen. The U.S. is ruled by intelligence corporations in Israel, perhaps one day, and Epstein. It's a national security threat, because if they told us the truth, we'd revolt. That's what I'm saying. Like, we would revolt. It's too soon, right? They got to wait till me, who was, 10, 11 at that time, they got to wait till I'm like 70. Because imagine your little brother or sister that was born in, or your son or daughter or whatever, your grandchild was born in, let's just say 2012. And you bring up 9/11, like they don't really care. It didn't affect them, right? Just like JFK with me. I wasn't born. I can say I care, but deep down, like, I don't know. They told us what happened and I didn't really bat an eye. Put a couple clips on it. That's when they'll expose it. It's too soon. There probably would be a revolt for that if that did come out. It's just too soon. And trust me, guys, this next video tomorrow, I'm going to make it so the comments are in the middle over here. I'm going to zoom them in so we can all read it. Like I said, this is my first time doing it like this. I'm learning. So as we go, it'll be better. These comments will be in the middle, just like where that TikTok's at, and be zoomed in so you guys can read it with me. Just bear with me, y'all. Let me know if you guys like this, because I think this is dope, y'all.
I know you guys have all been waiting for Meadow Run. This week, we have at least a little bit that
Explained that Kim Porter had 3 different copies of her tell-all book given to different people before she passed away. And she explained that one of the manuscripts was given to somebody outside of her friend group, which was an older white man. And this video of Salone Bella gives me the chills after we learned that Radar Online was allegedly given 40 pages of Kim Porter's manuscript from someone that was really close to Kim Porter and Diddy. Salone Bella explained that Kim Porter was working with the feds to gather information on Diddy 2 years before she passed away. And she explained that this all started happening because Kim Porter witnessed something and then the feds wanted her to gather more information on it. Salone Bella also said that Kim Porter had a burner phone that no one knows where it's at, but it will soon be found and be brought forward. And Salone Bella said that there will be evidence and voice recordings of things that Kim Porter was witnessing and going through while she was gathering evidence. Salone Bella did 3 different videos on Kim Porter, and she also explained how we were going to learn the truth about how Kim Porter passed away. But I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of Salone Bella talking about Kim Porter's tell-all book, and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
She had 3 manuscripts, and she
explained that Kim Porter
in my journey the past.
I wore Michael Jordan shoes, Concord. I mean, it's one of the most famous ones. And we played against Charlotte. And who owns Charlotte? Michael Jordan. So I put it on his shoes made with slave labor. Yeah, he hated that. And I remember when I walked up, the cameras were showing my shoes. And after that game, my agent called me and he said, listen, man, I work for you. I don't work for the NBA. So I'm going to be honest with you. If you say another word, you're never going to be able to dribble a basketball on the court ever again. So you're 30 years old. You can play another 5-6 years. That means you're about to lose between $30-40 million. If you're ready for it, keep going. If not, then you better shut up. I said, okay. I hang up the phone, never talk to him again.
Wow, that is crazy. So you were willing to die on that hill?
I mean, it's important, man. Like, while we were comfortably playing basketball in America, making hundreds of millions of dollars, but on the other side of the world, man, people are losing their loved ones, losing their lives, and losing their homes. So we gotta do whatever we can to just be the voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice. I wore...
You know, I respect it. I respect it. I never knew that story. But it's ridiculous, y'all. Like, he goes out, gets those one pair of shoes made for, let's just say $10, probably less, $10. They pay the employees making them $2, right? So that company that's making them over there makes $8 profit every shoe. Then he brings them over here to his people, to his country, and sells them for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And he pockets all that money. Like, that's evil. And people over there are losing their life because of it for the dollar. For the dollar of Michael Jordan, who's already a multi-billionaire. Could you imagine if he said, you know what, we're going to start selling our shoes in Walmart for $30? Nobody would buy them just because of that. Nothing changed. But the image of spending $1,000 for a pair of shoes compared to $15 for a pair of shoes, you know, that Kai Cenat, I guess Walmart shoes are starting to, you know, sell really good because he did a stream of it, you know, buying shoes at Walmart saying these are the same thing, right? Just that right there made everybody be like, oh, he's cool. I'm going to get those shoes now because it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, people are just such followers, y'all. They just can't go their own way and just get what they want. You know what I mean? I like those shoes. They're at Walmart. I'm going to get them, right? You don't got to go get the $10,000 shoes, but it's an image people have to hold up.
Concord.
We drive back to the runway.
Hadron Collider will reopen today after 3 years of being shut down for improvements.
We may see nationwide riots and Trump declaring martial law within the next 3 weeks. Let me cook.
Hey man, Happy New Year. Bro, New Year's was months ago. That's what they want you to think. What do you mean? The real New Year starts in the spring when everything wakes up. At least that's how it's always been until the Gregorian calendar messed everything up. So how did the Gregorian calendar mess things up? Pope Gregory introduced the Gregorian calendar not to keep time, but to remind folks when to pay taxes. That's why it's called calendar, because in ancient Rome, calends was the day that debts were recorded. Wait a minute. You're saying the calendar was built for taxes? Exactly. And the whole system got thrown off earlier when Julius Caesar and Augustus decided they wanted their own months. That's how we got July and August. Well, why is February so short? Because Augustus wanted his month to be just as long as Julius's. So he stole a date from February. So they reshuffled time to feed their egos. Here I thought they made February short because they were just racist towards Black History Month. But this makes more sense. And that's not even the craziest part. Have you ever noticed the months don't even truly line up to their names? Think about it. September, Septem, 7, but it's the 9th month. October, Octo, 8, but it's the 10th month. November means 9, but it's the 11th month. December, Deca, 10, but it's the 12th month. So they really out here just messing things up. If the calendar was actually accurate, we would have 13 months, not 12. But why 13? Because it follows the natural cycles of the moon's 28 days, which also corresponds to women's menstrual cycles. You see, ancient cultures had it right. They based their calendar based off the moon and the cosmos, not taxes. So every month would be 28 days. Exactly. And the first day of every month would always land on the same day of the week. So we're really just out here living in a system designed to confuse us. And now you see why they call it April Fool's Day.
Y'all, so I had to come real quick and tell y'all what I seen. Why in the hell, when I was coming up Pennsylvania Avenue, like going to work, it was a big ass UFO in the area, y'all. When I say I'm talking about it was real big, like if I had to describe how big this UFO was, it had to have been at least like, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 Cybertrucks put together. Like maybe 6 if I want to say. Like when I say this thing was so big and it had a red light flashing off of it. For a second, I thought, like, you know how sometimes you see like the little light posts that be up in the sky real high and they got the light shining from them? I thought it was probably one of those or something, right? So as I'm driving closer up, I'm noticing it's right over my head. And I go to look up, it's a real big circular, like I'm talking about, when I say real big, like if it had to land, y'all, like, all right, so if it had to land, it probably would take up this whole space right here, y'all. I'm talking about, it would probably knock these columns down and take up that whole space. Like, this thing was huge. Like, I know what I seen. I know I'm not tripping. I know the military got drones and stuff like that, but this was not no drone. This was literally a fucking UFO, y'all. Like, I don't know what the fuck, like, it was here doing, but mind you, if it was a military drone or something like that, why would it be flying over the woods and stuff like that, right up that dark road, going up Pennsylvania Avenue, leaving from the Wawa, going into DC? What was it doing? Why was it hovering right there? Y'all, like, I'm talking about, y'all, I'm still freaked out a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you because I just like don't even want to go outside. And I take this way every fucking day for the most part. What the fuck was that? Like, what was it?
So In-N-Out just finally disclosed their ingredients for their food. Honestly, I'm very disappointed. Do you see the list of ingredients? Most of this stuff isn't real. The funny part about this is literally their quote. They said, "We are proud of the quality of our ingredients, but we are working on opportunities to make further improvements." Let's be so for real. They're literally using seed oils and half of this stuff isn't real and foaming reducer. You can even compare their burgers to McDonald's and that's sad. That's like the lowest quality of them all. If you see more than 3 things on the back of their ingredients list, run. You see over 100 things on this ingredient list and half of it is not real. Please don't let me get on the shakes. Most of this stuff is just flavored with chemicals to make it taste good. Half of this stuff is not real. So
when you put the pieces together in this gambling FBI case, all signs point to one man. Let's take it all the way back to August. Gilbert Arenas said, I ain't going back to the slammer because I'm snitching. Now, what is he referring to? Well, he was indicted on 3 federal charges: renting out his house for and helping arrange an illegal poker gaming racket. Well, Chauncey Billups was just arrested today due to an illegal poker operation. Now, what was going on at this operation is absolutely insane. X-ray machines built into the table to read face-down cards, contact lenses and glasses that read pre-marked cards, and secret cameras in card trays. Now, how would the feds know about such intricate details that were going on at this illegal poker operation? Now let's go to the next layer. Damon Jones was arrested because he was telling people inside info when LeBron was not going to play. Now listen to this video of Gilbert Arenas talking about Damon Jones and LeBron.
Because we gambled at LeBron's house, me, Damon Jones, that was our crew. So Damon Jones is horrible.
All right, so Gilbert Arenas was very close with Damon Jones and LeBron. So how do you think it was discovered that Damon Jones was doing these things? I feel like based on everything I showed you, it's pretty obvious. When you put the pieces together.
Let's read some of these comments, y'all. I would like to read these. Epstein list must be crazy. Back to Epstein. Can the FBI arrest Trump next? Dang, Gilbert really snitched, huh? Makes sense because his case was swept under the rug. Gilbert Arenas is the new Charleston White. Gilbert Arenas hit coming soon. Can't wait for the 30 for 30 on Netflix. What a coincidence. Also, that LeBron hasn't played yet this season. Adam Silver getting arrested because there's no way. And also, y'all, Also, if they're doing all that at a, let's just say, mediocre gambling, quote unquote, casino at LeBron's house or Gilbert Arenas' house, a mediocre gambling, scheme, what are they doing at the Vegas tables? What are they doing at the local casinos in where there's casinos at? What are they doing there? Because that there with just sports, that's chump change. What are they doing at these Vegas casinos that they're getting away with it? It's okay. If you find that out about that system and you beat Vegas too much, they ban you from the casino, but they get away with it. What are they doing with these sports gamblings now? Billions of dollars. Every YouTuber, everybody that has a stream has a sponsorship by these sports betting companies. You know what I mean? What are they doing? We see now they're obviously rigging the games and making all this money. Are people going to stop gambling now? Doubt it.
Gambling.
5 years ago, I predicted a lot of what is going on right now. And here we are. And now I'm predicting something else. Something recently shifted that people should be paying attention to. And it's this organization now having control over a big section of that border fence.
Yeah.
And these are completely different people than the ones that have been in the past. They've learned all the lessons from the Zetas. They learned all the lessons from Sinaloa. And they've, perfected their craft. These are hyper-militarized individuals that have access to weapons platforms that the United States has never faced on the southern border, from anti-aircraft capabilities to drone warfare to long-range shooting capabilities to having the ability to produce some of these groups, highly trained individuals that can move about the country and through the border freely now. This is the threat on the horizon. 5 years ago,
E-commerce? It is.
Now, back in our hunter-gatherer days, they see this with people that still live in that hunter-gatherer age, that the weakest and the sick, the oldest, they kind of got put to rest, euthanized, right? They got offed because you're just slowing down production. And that was the way that it was. Now we take care of the elder, we do all that. But back in the hunter-gatherer, or so we're told, this is what we're told, that they were kind of, pushed to the side and left behind.
No, you got to see this. What's hiding inside the Washington Monument is absolutely crazy. Share this out, guys. You're going to want people to see how deep this goes. In 1799, workers discovered something shocking buried beneath the original foundation. Not just rubble, a petrified tree trunk encased in stone. They didn't remove it. Instead, they built the monument right on top of it. They sealed a tree inside forever. But why? Why would anyone do that? That doesn't make sense. The Washington Monument isn't random. Every inch of it was planned. The layout, the stone, the alignment. And yet, on what inside its base is a tree that nobody talks about. What if it wasn't just a tree? What if it was a symbol, a marker, something they wanted hidden but not destroyed? But wait. It gets even weirder. Hidden in the archives is a story of the Pope's stone, a gift from the Vatican meant for the interior. In 1854, a nativist mob stole it, smashed it, and threw the pieces in the Potomac. Politics, religion, power, all literally carved into the monument, then erased as if it never mattered. So ask yourself, why seal a tree in the foundation? Why hide an occult symbol in plain sight? And why destroy the Pope's stone? These aren't accidents. They're choices, and they were made for reasons we're not supposed to know.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you love coming?
Nice ride. But Kenneth Copeland.
Well, a TikTok creator named Grower of All Things just had the weirdest encounter with a neighbor of hers. So long story short, let me just back up. Grower of All Things had a video back in like 2020.
Reported, and that needs to stop. There's no due process being done to these people.
So see, now I'm understanding you. So you're here because you're advocating for the people that are illegally being processed out of here. Is that what you're telling me?
That's definitely some of them, yeah.
See? Okay.
Sure.
I appreciate you.
I don't have a problem with people
having a conversation with me, see?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people wanting a better life for themselves. Never. I will never demonize somebody for that. And these people, I don't care how they came here. I think that they should have the best life possible.
Okay, awesome. See, can I ask you one more question? You have a house, right?
No.
You live in an apartment. You have an apartment. You're home.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go and you rest.
Right.
At the end of the night, what do? Do you close your door or do you leave it open?
That's such a silly argument. That's so dumb. I mean, I don't even know
Lock
how
that,
to
turn
how
the
to
cameras on.
respond.
Do you when you're sleeping, when you're ready to settle down, right? End of the night, you ready to go to bed, Seek. Your house door, do you close it or do you leave it open?
Depends what the vibe is. No, I mean that's
you being disingenuous. You being disingenuous, Seek.
That's such a lame question.
Why so?
How is that the same thing? Everybody's able to get their.
All right, thank you, Seek. All right, Chief, what's going on? Because you've been very vocal. Let's talk. I'm here. Let's talk. Let's talk. What's the difference between me and there?
You tell me, man. Come on.
You ready, bro?
I wouldn't do that. I mean, the cops aren't.
Ready? Mic check 1 2. What is this? We are live with. What's your name, sir?
I don't need to tell you that.
So first of all, my man, I'm over here. I'm trying to get the people's point of view. You know what I'm saying my man was very talkative.
No, you're
so we want to have a conversation. Now all of a sudden he don't want to talk.
I'm here. I asked you to come. I'm talking to you.
So I'm here. So what's up?
Why don't I want to talk? I just said.
So tell me, what made you wake you up and say I need to go out there and protest?
I don't know. That's a dumb question.
It's a dumb question that I'm asking you. What made you come over here and protest?
It's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to protest.
Give me one.
Why? There's a bunch of things.
I want to make sure I understand why you protesting, right? Number one, you telling me that there's a lot of things. That's cool. That's no problem with that.
Yeah.
And then you telling me that you don't know. So what you really doing here?
All right. Are you? So if ICE scoops you up, they make a mistake.
No. Hold on. Folk, one at a time, bro. We back?
ICE scoops you up, right? They make a mistake. You're hanging around some illegals that you don't know, and they scoop you up. How are you gonna prove it if they send you to fucking Louisiana?
You asking me if ICE is gonna scoop me up?
No, I didn't ask that. You listening? I didn't ask that.
You said if ICE scoops you up, right?
Yeah,
when you
how
say
you gonna
you, are you talking in general? Or are you talking to me? You. Okay, so is that when I just? Okay, so.
The group that became the most dangerous is one we know as the executioners.
The real badasses from the 200 and 300 boys wanted to go to Compton.
Alan Romero is a lawyer who has represented 2 deputies who tried to blow the whistle on the Compton department. One of them was Officer Art Gonzalez, a Marine Corps veteran who spoke out against the executioners and was met with death threats. The other was Captain Larry Waldy, who says he was targeted by his fellow officers after he made it known within the department he opposed the executioners.
So what happened is you had some competing groups who were going to try and control the station. The group that became the most dangerous is one we know as the executioners. Now, what the real name of this group is, we may never know, because even in trial, the leader of the group, a deputy by the name of Jaime Juarez, who was a few years ago promoted to detective, said the group doesn't have a name.
It turns out this group does have a name, and they go by the Compton Executioners, and they are perhaps the most dangerous and ruthless of the 24 known and documented sheriff gangs in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, which we'll often refer to as LASD for short.
And I'm going to unmute him and bring him into the conversation here. Hello, chat. How are you today?
Hi there. I'm doing great. Thanks for bringing me into the conversation. How's it going with you?
We're doing well, and just got a few questions for you, if you don't mind taking the time to answer them.
Of course. I'd be happy to help. Ask away, and I do my best to answer your questions.
I'm an experienced pastor, and my wife and I host a podcast, and you're currently our guest, so please greet the audience.
Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here on the podcast with you all. Thanks for having me as a guest today. Let's dive into some great conversation.
As a pastor, I would like for you to press me in my faith in Jesus Christ. You know, if you're one of the world's smartest atheists and biggest skeptics, how would you get me to question my faith? Don't hold back.
All right, that sounds like a fun challenge.
Whoa.
It's gone.
Here's why home ec.
The Santa Muerte demon is the fastest growing religion in the entire Western Hemisphere. What is this demonic entity, and why do you think it's blowing up so heavily right now?
Santa Muerte, it's not a saint, it's a demon of death. You know, this thing is spreading, millions of devotees, people loving it, the cartel, the drug lords, the drug dealers, even rappers now are rapping about it. Even major corrido artists are singing about this saint of death. Why? Because it's a god that doesn't judge, and people love idols.
The Santa Muerte thing's so interesting to me because that statue is so freaky. It's literally like a Grim Reaper. The only way that I could see why people would want to worship a Grim Reaper is because they're under a spell, because they're under witchcraft. That's literally what it is. Because what witchcraft is you're ignoring what your eyes are telling you.
Yeah.
Your eyes are clearly telling you this is a demonic looking being, but your eyes are ignoring it.
In witchcraft, you gotta remember, the root of it's control. They want control. So why do they offer to the Santa Muerte? Because they want things from it. They want money, provision, health, whatever it is. They worship this demon because they want control. That's the root of witchcraft.
It's
crazy. Just a square.
If you think you just tell everyone everything they need to know. What has happened this morning?
Greeny, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have both been arrested this morning. Billups at around 6 a.m. in Portland, Oregon, and Rozier around 6 a.m., I'm told, in Orlando, where the Heat were playing last night. Rozier's been arrested for his involvement in alleged sports gambling, prop bets, and Billups, ABC News is reporting, is tied to an illegal poker operation tied to the mafia. And so the FBI has been investigating this situation for several months, and in Rozier's case, at least 2 years. And today is making arrests. There is a press conference that is set by the FBI. The Eastern District of New York has been leading this investigation. I'm told FBI Director Kash Patel has also been increasingly involved in recent weeks. He will be leading the press conference today as well. But this is really seismic news.
All right, let's read some comments, y'all. I'm an NBA player, and I do this all the time. My name is Kyle Kuzma, and I play for the Milwaukee Bucks. As they're blasting gambling ad. Yeah, an ad popped up. Gilbert Arenas, 1,000% snitch. I want to admit that I know someone else associated. As a concerned Canadian fan, we need to investigate so high as well. Before Friday, the Netflix doc. It was Chauncey Billups, interpreter, who made all the bets. What about the Epstein files? We want them. Beasley snitched. They all snitch, y'all. They all talk on podcasts. All these players talk about gambling, talking about throwing games. You know, they snitch on themselves.
This is how I'd learn AI.
So what do people think about Trump?
I don't know. It's weird. Like,
when did you?
So we're talking about how I
See, it kind of looks like we're all distracted, right? All over the world, they distract us. Just different distractions for different people. Over there in Africa, or even in Atlanta, Georgia, remember? They were out there saying the portal's going to open or something, or trying to open a portal. Out here, they're doing that. Out here, we got a gambling scheme that just broke. Players, coaches getting arrested. People still making gambling. They're talking about illegal gambling scheme, and a gambling ad pops up. Win 300 if you bet 5, right? We're all being fooled. We're all being tricked. Ain't that something?
They would rather you kill somebody than let you be the foreclosure. I truly believe that. So you can't come with nothing light. So just rescinding the contract ain't gonna do it. Like, you should have did that on closing day. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, you think you done with closing after you sign the papers, don't you? You're not done with closing until you go and record a rescission on the county public record. That's when you're done with closing, because that's your insurance. That's what you're gonna stand on when you ready to redeem the collateral from that mortgage.
Can't do it for a title either.
How is it that you can have an insurance, like just say, that's your insurance. You need to do it within 3 days of closing on the house though. Not to say you can't do it afterwards, but you ain't gotta have no excuse. You ain't gotta have no excuse. They can't ask you nothing. Nothing if you do it within 3 days. That's why I educate people, hey, you about to go buy a house, as soon as you're done at that table, signing those documents, you take your ass and go record a rescission. Because that's your insurance. So now, whenever you feel like, hey, I've learned a lot, and I'm ready to go discharge my mortgage, you got the insurance. You done already did what you're supposed to do. Go stand on that.
I don't know if I want to take advice from somebody sitting at a bar drinking with ice all over his wrist. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I want to take that advice.
Yeah, I told y'all, with or without EBT, me and mine gonna eat.
Clock it. Of course we gonna eat. She
On
never
who?
not
On cuz now.
On
We
my
gonna
mama.
eat. Yeah,
You know, that's so crazy, y'all. Like, Segovia went through some hard times, and I used to get EBT, right? For a brief time. When I got it, I knew I didn't want this forever, y'all. I'm not proud of it, right? If I was with somebody, I wouldn't use it, even if I didn't have, like, I had the funds, but I knew, like, I should be using it, but I was embarrassed, y'all. I'm not proud of it. Nowadays, people are proud of it, y'all. They put it on TikTok. We get into that on my second channel. We're getting into all that. So if you're interested, the link's down below. Go check it out. But it's crazy that people got their kids. Like, I would be so ashamed. My son would never know I was on food stamps. I mean, if I had him and he was that old with me, I wouldn't be gloating and glamorizing that. I'd be ashamed. And it's okay if you got it. I understand. Like I said, I had it. I'm just speaking how I would be if my son, let's just say she's 7 or 8, 10 years old, right? I got a 13-year-old over there. I would not be trying my hardest not to let them know I have that. When we're older and more wiser, I would explain maybe if we had that conversation, but I wouldn't be there gloating and glamoring about that. I was ashamed of it, y'all. I didn't use it if there was somebody back of me or whatever. I'd be embarrassed. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like it used to be. Now people get and glamorize it. If you like that type of content, talking like that, go check out my second channel.
Because it's who you know can open doors to power anywhere else in the
I'm not saying the moon landing was faked, but there's an argument that it's impossible for humans to leave something called the Van Allen belt. Okay, the Van Allen belt is this electromagnetic field that protects us from cosmic radiation. So that the belts themselves have heavy radiation. So if you go into it, you die. But also if you leave the Van Allen belt, there's nothing to protect you from cosmic radiation, so you could die as well. So some scientists actually believe that it's impossible to leave Earth. Okay, we'll just die. I don't know how they were able to do this. And as you may know, right now, a lot of countries, America, China, are trying to get back to the moon. They're having a really hard time. Okay, they're having a hard time because NASA lost all the technology, lost all the footage, lost all the data. Oops. Oh well. Okay. So how was NASA able to keep this secret? Well, guess what? A lot of their most important people were Freemasons. Okay, this is Buzz Aldrin, one of the 3 astronauts. He was a Freemason. Okay. John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, was a Freemason, 33-degree Mason. Okay. I'm not saying.
There you have it, y'all. I want to show you guys one more clip that I filmed in my backyard. That was kind of crazy. Check it out. Let's go to it. Let's go to my profile.
The government must have heard us, and they approved some funding.
Look at this. I went out with the baby one day, and this is what I saw. And they're doing it live up there.
Look at them up there. The funding
This was
is
all
back, y'all.
over the skies, y'all.
Haven't seen this in a while.
Look at that.
It's been clear skies. Look at that.
It's been clear skies. And then look at this comment I got 8 hours ago. Now you'll have rain in a couple days. Guess what? Yesterday, it wasn't even forecasted. We got rain. But there you have it, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this way. This is different. I enjoy it. I think it's cool. Of course, I got to go through and do some editing because we did some scrolling, right? Saw some ads and whatnot. I'm going to try to go and clean that up. There might be some still, but I'm going to try hard to clean all that up so it flows smoothly. Like I said, when we do the comments, I'll make sure to, you know, have a slide over here where you guys can read all the comments and it's zoomed in and we can read them together. I'm going to start going live eventually pretty soon, and this is how we're going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I think it's cool, y'all. I think it's different. I think it's pretty dope how we read the comments together, and you know, I just think it's cooler and it's different, y'all. I feel like I hit a plateau on my channel. I've hit a plateau, and I need something different. I need something different. I need to get away from what everybody does, and I think this is a good way to get away from it. Of course, I got to do some editing and clean it up and whatnot, but give me your honest opinion. What do you think of it? Did you guys enjoy it? I can't really zoom into the TikTok too much because it's on the actual TikTok app. So if I zoom in too much, it's going to take out a lot of the picture, a lot of the, you know, of the TikTok is going to get erased because I'm zoomed in. So it's going to take away the subtitles and whatnot. So I can't zoom in too much. I know that's a big problem with a lot of you guys because you watch on your phone. But yeah, let me know how you guys like this way. I think it's dope. Let me know down below, y'all. But I'm going to get out of here. Hope everyone has a good Friday. Hope you enjoy the content. Lives will be coming. Second channel video is going to pop up here. If you guys enjoy my content, playlist popping up over here. Hit that rabbit hole. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.